Hello everyone.
Hello everyone,
My name is Sunny
my
Kumar
name is
Sharma,
Sunny Kumar Sharma
and I welcome
and I
you
welcome
all
you all
uh,
uh,
in this
in
in
this in
week third
week
discussion of
third
this course
discussion of
design
this
of farm
course design of
machinery.
farm machinery.
This course is
This
taught
course
by
is taught by
Professor Hibjur
Professor
Rahman,
Hibjur
and
Rahman
this
and
course
this
is a
course
part of
is a
my
part
PMRF
of my PMRF
TA.
TA.
So
So
here we will
here
discuss
we will
week
discuss
three,
week three
to
to
whole class of week
whole
three.
class of week 3.
So first we
So
will
first we
start
will
with the
start
design
with
of
the design
a
of
tractor drawn
a
9 ton
tractor on 9
cultivator.
ton cultivator.
For
For
designing a 9 ton
designing a 9 ton
cultivator,
cultivator,
we will first
we
design
will
a
first
tine,
design a tine,
and for that,
and for that,
as we have discussed
as
in
we have
last
discussed
class,
in last
that
class, that
uh,
uh,
we need to have
we
a
need to
proper
have a
spacing
proper
between the two
spacing between the
tines,
two tines,
lateral spacing and
lateral
transverse
spacing and
spacing.
transverse spacing.
And for that,
And for that,
the
the working
that
zone,
is of the
that is of the working element
of this
of this
cultivator has a
cultivator
width
has
of
a width
6
of
centimeter.
6 centimeter.
So width of
So
soil
width of
B
soil
naught is
B
6
naught is 6
centimeter. Working
centimeter.
depth
Working depth,
this is denoted
which
by
is
A is
denoted
10
by A, is 10
centimeter, and
centimeter, and
the
the
distance
distance, the
distance
lateral distance
between the two
between the
time
two
delta
time
t is 2
delta t is 2
centimeter. So
centimeter.
spacing
So
between the
spacing
two
between the
times,
two times,
from here we can
from
get
here we can
as
get
b naught
as
plus
b naught
2a
plus
plus
2a
delta t.
plus delta t.
In last class we
In last
discussed
class we
that
discussed that
it is
it
actually
is
a
actually
max,
a
but
max,
for a
but for
max
a max
we take
we
this
take this
angle of internal
angle of
friction
internal
phi
friction
as
phi
45
as
degree.
45 degree.
So a
So
max will
a
become
max will become
a tan
a
45
tan
which
45,
is equal to
which is
a,
equal to
and
a,
we have
and we have
two
two
tines here,
tines
so
here,
2a
so
will be there.
2a will be there.
So spacing
So
between the
spacing
tines
between
will
the
be b
tines
naught
will
plus
be b
2a
naught
plus
plus
delta
2a
t,
plus
which
delta
comes
t,
as
which
28
comes as
centimeter.
28 centimeter.
And after that,
And after that,
this is
this
the
is
spacing
the
between the
spacing
tines,
between the tines,
and
and
spacing between
spacing between
the two
the two
trans
trans
two lateral
two
tines.
lateral
Now
tines.
we need
Now
to know
we
the
need to
distance
know the
between
distance between
front tine and
front
back
tine
tine.
and
For
back
that,
tine. For that,
also we will
also
take
we
a
will take
max,
a
which is a
max,
tan
which is a
45,
1045,
and
and
this distance
this
L.
distance L.
So L
So
plus
L plus
a max
a max
will be
will be
L plus
L
a max.
plus
This
a max.
distance
This distance
a
is
max.
a
So L
max.
plus
So
a
L
max will
plus
be
a
the
max will
distance
be the
between
distance between
front tine and
front tine
back
and
tine.
back tine.
So this is
So
L
this
plus
is
a,
L
which is
plus A,
equal
which
to
is equal to
10 plus
10
30
plus
equal to
30
40
equal to
centimeter.
40 centimeter.
So the
So
distance
the
between
distance
two
between
adjacent
two
tines is equal
adjacent
to
tines is
28
equal to
centimeter,
28
and distance
centimeter,
between
and distance between
front and back
front
tine
and
is
back
40
tine is 40
centimeter.
centimeter.
This is the
This is
initial
the
design
initial design
parameters,
parameters,
and width of
and width
cultivator
of
from here we
cultivator
can
from here we
calculate
can calculate
as
as
we have total
we
9
have total
tines
9 tines
into
into
the distance
the
between two
distance between
adjacent
two
tines, that is
adjacent tines,
28
that is
centimeter.
28
From
centimeters.
here we can
From
get
here we can
the
get
width of
the
cultivator,
width of
which is 9
cultivator, which
into
is 9
28,
into
which is equal
28,
to
which is equal to
252
252
centimeter or
centimeter or
2.52 meters.
2.52 meters.
So
So
after
after
knowing the distance
knowing the
between
distance between
adjacent and
adjacent and
front and
to front and
back tines,
back
we will
tines,
move
we
to
will move to
the
the
sank side.
sank side.
So for
So
sank,
for sank,
hello
hello
Ramya,
Ramya,
am I
am I
audible to
audible
you?
to you?
Okay.
Okay.
After this, we
After
will
this,
move
we will move
further, and we
further,
will
and we will
go for design
go
of
for
sank.
design
For
of
that,
sank. For that,
we need to know
we
the
need to
total
know the
height of this
total
sank.
height of
For
this
that,
sank.
we
For
discussed
that, we
that
discussed that
this height of
this
sank
height of sank
will be this
will be
delta
this
h, which
delta
is
h, which is
width of the
which is width
shank,
of the shank,
and
and
this
this
is h
this
naught
is
plus
h naught
a.
plus
A
a.
is the
A
working
is
zone,
the working zone,
working depth,
working
and this
depth, and
h
this
naught
h naught
is this
is
distance,
this
which is
distance, which is
the gap,
the gap,
which is the
which
clearance
is the
between
clearance between
ground and
ground and
the
the ground and the
shank, ground
shank,
and the
ground
shaft.
and the shaft.
So
So
total distance will
total
be
distance will be
h naught
h naught
a plus
a
h naught
plus h
plus
naught
delta
plus
h,
delta
which is
h,
equal
which
to
is equal to
a we have
a
taken
we
10
have taken 10
centimeter,
centimeter,
delta h
delta h,
we
delta
can
h
take
we can
50
take
mm,
50
and
mm,
h1
and h1,
this height
this height we will
as
take
250
as
mm.
250
So
mm.
after
So
adding this,
after
we will
adding
get
this, we will get
the height of
the
sank as
height of sank
350
as
mm.
350 mm. This is the height of shank, and after that we will know that what is the force acting on this working element. The force acting on this working element is the soil resistance force, that is K. Now we will break this into two components, that is Kx and Kv. Kx is the horizontal component of K, which we will denote here as KOBL, because we will take
a factor of
a factor of safety, for some factor of safety, so that our design can be safe. So KOBL will be, if we take 3 as factor of safety, so KOBL will be 3 times KH, and 3 times of the KX force. And KX force, how we will know? We have specific soil resistance as 25 kilonewton per meter square. So we need to know that on what area this force is acting. This cultivator is making rectangular furrow. So this rectangular furrow has a dimension of working width of the working element, that is 6 centimeter, that is B naught, and it
working in a depth of 10 centimeter. So we will convert this
in
into
a depth of
meter
10
as we have
centimeter.
25
So
kilonewton
we will
per
convert
meter
this into
square.
meter as
So
we have 25 kilonewton per meter square. So 0.06 into 0.1 meter square. This is the area of on which the soil resistance is acting. So 25 into this area into factor of safety. This will be my KOBL, which will be used for design. This is the horizontal force which
for design, and
we will take
we will
for
get from
design,
this
and KV
KOBL,
we will get from this KOBL,
that will be our vertical force.
and that will be our
So
vertical force.
KV will be
So KV will be
KOBL
into 10
1090
minus
load
load
angle,
angle, that is alpha.
This also
This also we have discussed in last class. So
from here it
from
comes
here it comes KOBL into cot
alpha.
alpha.
So
So
and
alpha maximum is 25 degree.
So
So KV value will be KOBL cot 25 degree, and from here we get KV value as 962.02028 Newton. So this force, this 965.028 is the vertical force, and 450 Newton is the horizontal force. So this horizontal force is acting now.
For designing
the shank,
this is the
shank here. This part is the shank. This part is the shank, and it is subjected to bending moment when the working element is symmetrical. For sweep type, for full sweep type, this as sweep is symmetrical, we will get only bending moment. But when we have half sweep, we will get torsion also on this shank. So with this concept, we will design the shank. So which force will act?
Now here comes the
part that which force is acting, which force will produce bending moment on this shaft, and which force will produce torsion moment on this shaft. So bending moment will be produced by KOBL force, that is horizontal force. KOBL is acting at a distance of this capital H, which we just calculated, which is delta H plus H1 plus A max. So KOBL into A max, this distance is the bending moment acting on the shank, that is 337.76 Newton meter. From here, this concept we discussed earlier, that design stress sigma is equal to my by I, where m is the bending moment, y is the the distance from where. Suppose this is the shank which has dimension b cross h. So y is the distance from the larger end side and half of that distance. So h by 2 will be y, and I is the moment of inertia. So from here we will get, and for rectangular shaft, for rectangular section, y is equal to h by 2, and I is equal to bh cube by 12. From this value we can calculate sigma. So when we know sigma, which is equal to my by I, and y is h by 2 and I is bh cube by 12. So we will get this expression in terms of b and h. And for design of rectangular section, we take b is to h. H, this h is the larger dimension, so h by b we take as 3 is to 1. So we will put the value of h as 3b. So this will become 3b by 2 by b into 3b cube by 12. This will finally come as 1.5 b cube. This value will come as 1.5 b cube. So from here we can calculate if we take if we design for steel, it has maximum allowable stress as 150 megapascal. So we will from here we will have sigma value, and bending moment we have already calculated. Everything is there, and we have just one unknown, that is b. So from here we will get the b value as 0.165 meter. So and we have h is equal to 3b, so our h value will become approx 5 centimeter. So for shank our h will be 5 centimeter and b value will be 1.65 centimeter. This is the design of shank. So Surendra Dharan, am I audible? You are there, Surendra Dharan.
Hello.
Surendra Dharan M. Okay, let's proceed for the design of shank for half sweep type blade. As we have discussed that for full sweep, we need for full sweep it is a symmetrical type working element, so only bending moment will act. But for half sweep type blade, it is non-symmetrical type, so torsion moment will also act on this, on the shank. And torsion moment will also act due to that horizontal force only. Suppose this is the shank and this is the working element. This working element is half sweep and it has a width W, which is 10 centimeter. So this on this 10 centimeter at a distance 10 by 2, that is 5 centimeter, KOBL will act, and that only will produce torsion moment on the shank. So torsion moment is equal to design draft of half sweep into W by 2. That is 37.5 Newton meter. How we got this value? Design draft is 2.5 kilonewton per meter square. This is the specific soil resistance into the area on which it is acting. Area on which it is acting is 10 centimeter into 10 centimeter. 10 centimeter is working width and 10 centimeter is the depth of operation. And we have taken 3 as factor of safety. When you will multiply these values, you will get 37.5 Newton meter. So bending moment we have already calculated. So torsion moment is there, bending moment is there, and in the last class we discussed that when we have both torsion and bending moment, we use the formula tau s is equal to 1 by 2 root under sigma square plus 4 tau square. In all from all these expressions, only b will be unknown. You can see that sigma is equal to my by I, and we discussed that tau is equal to T r by j, where j is the polar moment of inertia. So everything will become in terms of b and h, and we will when we will put h as 3b, we will get everything. We will get in this equation only b will be unknown. From there we can calculate b, and here in this case it is coming as 1.39 centimeter. So h will be 3 into 1.39, that is 4.18 centimeter. So this was the design of shank, that in case of both full sweep and half sweep type blade. After this we will move to design of frame. For designing a frame, for designing a frame, also here we need to know that what is the bending moment or torsion moment acting on this frame. So bending moment will act due to majorly due to the vertical force acting vertical soil resistance force and weight of this frame, its own weight. And we have normal reaction force at which this two frame is connected. This is only the front side frame on which 5 tines are there, and there is also one frame on which 4 tines are there. So total 9 tines will be there, and we will design this cultivator for 5 tines, because if our 5 tines design is safe, we can use that frame on the back side, that is 4 tines. So first, for designing 5 tines, we need to know that what are the forces acting. So in vertical direction, these kV forces are acting, and there are total 5 kV forces, and R1 and R2 are there, that is normal reaction force. WG is acting downward. If WG is the weight of front frame, so WG by 2 and WG by 2 both sides will act. If we take now R1 and R2, how to know that normal reaction force? So R1 and R2 will be balanced by this whole 5 kV and the weight of the frame. So R1 plus R2 will be total 5 kV plus WG. So R1, we need to know only R1 or R2. So R1 will be 5 kV 5 kV plus WG by 2, which has been shown here. What is this 5 by 9? Suppose W1 is the weight of whole cultivator. So we have for 9 tines we have weight W, and in front frame we have only 5 tines. So if 9 tines has weight W, so 5 tines will be weight as 5 W1 by 9. So this 5 W1 by 9 is the weight of front frame, and 5 kV is the total vertical force, which is divided by 2, and we will get R1 and R2 value. So R1 and R2 will come as 3093.82 Newton. So what will be the bending moment? Bending moment will be due to this kV, this kV, this kV. So at for what point we will find the bending moment? That is the concept here. So we will find bending moment about the center line of this frame. So for center line, this kV is trying to bend this frame in which direction? This kV is trying to bend this frame in anti-clockwise direction. kV is also trying to will try to bend it in anti-clockwise direction. WG in also same direction. Only R1 is trying to bend it in clockwise direction. So all the 2 kV, that is kV, this kV is acting at this moment arm, that is 40 knot. So this moment minus this moment, and W also weight also has negative moment. So all three will have same direction. Only R1 is acting in the clockwise direction, so R1 will be positive. From here we can get bending moment of the whole frame, which will come as 1631.211 Newton meter. Now this was the bending moment. Now we will see that is there any torsion moment acting on this frame. So we can see that this is kV and there is also kh force that we are using as KOBL with factor of safety. So KOBL is trying to twist this frame. This frame is there. It has bending moment due to this KVs and this has torsion moment due to this KOBL, which is acting at the distance of this height of sank. So KOBL into this height of sank will act will give torsion to the frame. So torsion moment is coming as KH into H1 plus A, and this we can calculate as when we will calculate we will get as 787.5 Newton meter. Again we have both torsion moment and bending moment. From here we can calculate tau s is equal to half into sigma s plus 4 tau square. So here also it will come b as only b unknown, and from here we can calculate b as 2 2.785 centimeter, and h will be 3 times b, that is 8.356 centimeter. Now the next part is power requirement for operation of the cultivator.
वो ठीक है भाई। क्लास लड़के लोग रहते तो बोलना नहीं पड़ता है। पहली बार बिना किसी के बोलने जा रहे हो। अरे कुछ रहता है तो उससे पूछ लेते हैं, वो कैलकुलेट करते रहता है, उसका टाइम पास होते रहता है। तो यू कैलकुलेट दैट वैल्यू, आई एम हियर, उसका चुप हो जाते हैं। हाँ। एक काम करते हैं ना, तुम ज्वाइन कर लो। तुम ज्वाइन कर लो, बोलेंगे सुस्मित कैलकुलेट, उसका थोड़ी देर बाद हम आंसर बता देंगे, बस ज्वाइन करके रहना। हाँ। हाँ भाई साहब, इतना लगातार बोलना बहुत वही तो। हाँ भाई साहब। फोन में ज्वाइन करो, लैपटॉप में। चलो हम बोलेंगे थोड़ी देर में, जैसे हम स्टार्ट करेंगे थोड़ी देर में करना चाहिए। मेल पे भेजें। हम्म, जैसे हम बोलना स्टार्ट करेंगे ज्वाइन कर देंगे थोड़ी देर, मतलब 1 मिनट। रुको। So next part is power requirement for operation of cultivator. एंट्री हो गया। अरे उसका स्पीकर बंद करो ना।
मतलब हम अपने तरफ से तो बंद कर दिए हैं।
हाँ।
आपके तरफ से तो आवाज आएगा ही ना।
क्यों आएगा उसका? तुम्हारा वो तो म्यूट करना होगा ना।
हाँ।
साउंड कम करो उसका। साउंड म्यूट। हाँ वो वाला। हाँ हुआ।
हाँ। आ गए क्या तुम बोतल के साथ? जैसे काट के रिवाइंड करेंगे।
नहीं 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 नहीं।
So next part is power requirement for operation of cultivator. Here we need to know the drawer power requirement for operating the cultivator. For that we will know the power for operating the implement and drawer power required for moving the tractor or implement. We will assume the forward speed as 1.1 meter per second or 4 kilometer per hour. Drawer power for operating the implement for just operating the implement or moving the implement will be draft into forward speed. So draft into forward speed, that is draft we have already calculated as 450 Newton, and forward speed is, and we have 9 times, so 450 into 9, and forward speed is 1.1 mm per second. From there we will get as 4.5 kilowatt. And drawer power required for propelling the implement or moving the implement will be its weight times weight into 0.08, which is 8% of the total weight. So 8% of the total weight, when we will calculate, we will get the value as 180 kg. This is also moving at the speed of 1.1 meter per second. So power required for propelling will be 1.96 kilowatt. Total power requirement at the drawer will be 4.59 plus 1.96, that is 6.46 kilowatt. So taking from here we will take 20% as power reserve. 20% as power reserve. Power required at drawer will be 6.46 by 0.8, that is 20% power reserve, and we will get 8.075 kilowatt. Now we have tracking efficiency as 60% and transmission efficiency as 82%. So we will divide those two efficiency and we will get the power required finally available is 16.412 kilowatt, and which is very less. It is, this is the minimum tractor power required, and it is very less. We have 40 HP tractor, 35 HP tractor. In compared to that, this power is very less. So our design will be safe. So if we have discussed till here, it is very easy for us to solve the numeric solve the assignments of the last year. So in the assignment of week 3, the first question was, there are assertion and reason. There is assertion and reason. So assertion is half sweep type working element is subjected to both bending and torsion, and reason is if the shank is fitted with symmetrical working element, then soil resistance will cause bending of the shank. So we have just discussed that half sweep type working element is subjected to both bending and torsion because it is unsymmetrical, and we also discussed that symmetrical working element is subjected to bending only, and non-symmetrical is subjected to both torsion and bending. So the reason is if the shank is fitted with symmetrical then salt resistance will cause bending of the shank. This reason is true, but half sweep type is not symmetrical, but assertion is also correct. So reason and assertion both are correct, but is not correctly explaining the assertion. So answer will be both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not the correct explanation of A. Sivajit M. Am I? You are there? So its answer will be both assertion and reason are true, but R is not correct explanation of A. Second question is a 9 into 20 centimeter tractor down cultivator has a frame with 5 tines in front and 4 tines in the back. In the weight of frame carrying 5 tines, that if we draw this 5 tines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we are drawing this 5 tines, this has weight of 130 kg and is uniformly distributed. The vertical soil resistance kV acting on each tine is 16 kg. This is 16 kg force kV acting on each tine. A normal reaction on the frame, this K, this R1 and R2 is acting at a distance of 1/4 of the spacing between the tine, which that is equal to 5 centimeter. Means T naught by 4 is given as 5 centimeter. So T naught will be equal to 20 centimeter. Means a spacing between two tine is 20 centimeter. But one tine is here and this is the exact spacing. So distance spacing between two adjacent tines in one frame is 2 T naught. So this will be 40 centimeter. This is 2 T naught, this is 2 T naught, and WG is acting here. WG by 2 is acting here. So R1 kV and this kV, this kV, this kV, and this WG is trying to bend this frame in counterclockwise direction. In R1 is rotating it in clockwise direction. So from here we can calculate R1 is equal to WG by 2 and this total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kV. 5 kV minus WG by 2. This is R1 and bending moment will be kV acting at 4 T naught and again this one more kV acting at 2 T naught and one R1 is acting which is positive and it is acting at a distance 4 T naught plus T naught by 4 and this WG by 2 which is negative is acting, WG by 2 is acting at a distance of T naught plus 2 T naught plus T naught by 4. So we have T naught known, that is 20 centimeter. kV it is given and that value is 16 kg. WG is 130 kg. So we have everything given. If we will calculate this, we will get the value as 400.25. So answer will be option B, that is 400.25. Now question 3 is again assertion and reason. Below are two statements marked as assertion and reason. Assertion is disk harrow is an active tillage implement and reason is tillage carried out by implements where the working elements are powered are called active tillage implement. Now we have discussed in first class that an active tillage implement is something where working element is powered by the tractor and passive tillage is something where working element doesn't get power from the tractor drive. So disk harrow doesn't get power, so it is not an active tillage implement. So this assertion is wrong. So tillage carried out by implement where working element are powered are called active tillage, and this reason is true. So reason is true is this one. Assertion is false. So correct answer will be answer D. Now this active tillage we just explained. I've just explained. So in active tillage implement, first example is rotavator. Rotavator has gearbox speed reduction unit, main shaft, cutting blade, shield and depth of adjustment. So this is the transmission drive for whole rotavator. From tractor engine, it is getting transmission and we have differential, then PTO, universal shaft, gearbox, then rotavator is getting power from the side drive from gearbox. There are three types of blade for rotavator. These are L-shaped, C-shaped and J-shaped. L-shaped is used in wetland and trachy conditions, C-shaped is in dry land and J-shaped in grassy land. And next thing is there are two types of motion possible for clockwise and for rotavator, that is clockwise or co-current type and counterclockwise, that is reversed revolution. And this is reversed revolution, this is co-current revolution. So in reverse revolution we get this type of soil slice, and in co-current we get this type of soil slice when U by V ratio is low. When U by V ratio is more than 5, we get a, and when it is 10 we get approximately similar shape of similar shape and size of similar shape and size of the similar shape and size of the soil. So one most important concept related to rotavator is the tilling pitch. Tilling pitch is the length of soil slice cut by the blades, and its expression is 60 V by NZ, where V is the forward velocity of rotavator, 60 V by NZ, and when we will multiply it by 2 pi NR in both numerator and denominator, we will get something here. So 2 pi NR by V. Two pi NR by 60. If we will look carefully, 2 pi NR by 60 is the peripheral velocity of the blade, which is denoted as U. So we can write it as V 2 pi N RV by NZ into U. This is our U by V. This is our tilling pitch L in terms of U by V ratio. Here you can see it is 2 pi N R by NZ U by V ratio. This you can see here. So next thing is different types of angles associated with the blades. So different angles associated with blade are cutting angle, setting angle, upper and clearance angle, effective clearance angle, path intersection angle. So cutting angle lambda is this one, and it is the angle made by the cutting trajectory and plane of the blade. Setting angle is the angle made by plane of blade and tangent drawn by the rotary circumference. Now there are two things here. One is rotary circumference. One circle is this one. There is one circle here. That is rotary circumference, and on that only there is one trajectory. So that is cutting trajectory. So one tangent is there on cutting trajectory, and one tangent is there on one tangent is there for rotary circumference. So angle made between the plane of the blade and tangent drawn by cutting trajectory is the cutting angle, and angle contained by plane of the blade and tangent drawn by rotary circumference is setting angle. Upper and clearance angle delta. This delta is the angle between the back surface or the sharpened edge. This blade has two planes. One is this plane on which the blade is resting, and one plane is there which has sharpened edge. So the sharpened edge is making an angle with the rotary circumference, and that angle is the upper end clearance angle, which is denoted as delta. One is effective clearance angle. That angle is the plane of blade that's sharpened edge plane, that line, and the angle made by the cutting trajectory, that is denoted as delta dash. So upper end clearance angle is delta, and effective clearance angle is delta dash, and path intersection angle del delta is the difference between cutting trajectory and rotary circumference tangent. This is our cutting trajectory. This is rotary trajectory, on which in between these two we have a clearance that angle is del delta. So path intersection angle is del delta. And next thing is tan del delta with u by v ratio relation, and its relation with cutting speed. So if we will look carefully the geometry of this whole diagram, we will find that tan del delta is equal to this value, this perpendicular by this base. So this perpendicular is nothing but v cos alpha, and this base is nothing but u minus v sin alpha. So tan delta is cos alpha by u by v minus v sin alpha. This is tan delta in terms of alpha and u by v. Next thing is cutting speed, that is us. Again, we will see this picture and we will see that us cos del delta is the projection of this us on this horizontal plane, this horizontal line. So us cos del delta is this whole line. We can write it as us cos del delta is equal to this whole line. This whole line is nothing but u minus v sin alpha. So us is equal to u minus v sin alpha by cos del delta. So in terms of alpha and u by v, we are getting us and tan del delta. So in when we will in on when we will plot alpha on x-axis and u by v and del delta on y-axis, we can get that for different values of u by v, we will have different graphs, and we can see that when u by v is very small, that fluctuation of del delta is very large. This has been shown in this graph, and when u by v is more than 10, we can see that the fluctuation of del delta is very low, means del delta is very stable at more u by v ratio. So for rotavator we need to have more than 10 u by v ratio, and this is for rotary cultivated in both concurrent and reverse mode. For us is this side is reverse mode and this side is concurrent mode where alpha is positive. So us value is more us value is more when we are working in reverse mode, as we can see that alpha, when we will put alpha negative in this value, in this expression, when sin alpha is negative, us will be more, because we will this term will add instead of this subtraction. So and when we are working in co-current mode, us will be low. So this is the reason why this graph has higher value in terms of in case of reversed mode, and lower value in terms of concurrent mode. So next important term related to rotavator is specific work. Specific work is the work done by a rotavator during one revolution of working set for unit volume of soil handled. So in one revolution, how much in one revolution how much work is done to handle the unit volume of the soil, that is defined as the specific work of rotavator, and it is denoted as 2 pi m by z l a b, where m is the moment acting on the shaft, bm is the width of the cultivator, a is the A is the working depth or depth of operation. L is the tailing pitch which we discussed just in previous slide, and Z is the number of blades which is acting in one plane. Generally, it is two or three. It depends on blade configuration that how many blades are working in one plane. So with this formula, we can calculate what is the specific work. Now, this specific work is again sum of two terms, that is static force and dynamic force, which is denoted as static work and dynamic work, which is denoted as A naught or n plus AT, where A naught is the static work. Static work is that work when which means that we have rotavator there, its blades are there, and its blades are just moving, and how much work is done when the soil are not being thrown. So that is the static work, and it is denoted as C naught into K naught. C naught and K naught value will be given in when any problem will come. So from there we can calculate A naught and K naught, and dynamic work, that is A B can be calculated with this formula, either with forward velocity of forward velocity of rotavator or peripheral velocity of the blade. From both thing we can calculate what is the dynamic specific work, and when we will add both the value we will get A naught plus AB, and we will get final total specific work. So if we have understood the concept till here, we can solve the further questions of the previous assignment. So the fourth question related to this is, which of the following statement is correct? The total power requirement of an active tillage implement includes power requirement for cutting the soil slice, throwing the soil slice, and power required for moving the implement. And second statement is, the power requirement for propelling is decreased due to negative draft generated by interaction of working elements with soil. So the total power requirement of active tillage implement includes power requirement for cutting the slice, that is true. Throwing the slice is also true. Power required for moving the implement is power required for moving the implement will not be there. And second statement is, power requirement for propelling is decreased due to negative draft. So when draft is negative, our power requirement for propelling will decrease. So that statement is true. So for question 4, the power requirement for moving the implement is also correct. So the total power requirement for active tillage implement includes all these powers. Power required for cutting the soil, throwing the soil, and moving the implement. So both statement 1 and 2 is correct. So correct answer will be option C. Now the types of blade used in rotavator of wet and trachy condition. This we have just discussed, that in trachy condition we need L-shaped blade and J-shaped in grassy and C in dry land. So L-shaped is the correct answer. That is option A. Now next question is, the tilling pitch of a rotavator is with three blade working in the same plane for each set of blade when operated at forward speed of 4 km per hour is 0.106 meter. The RPM of rotor is, the tilling pitch is 0.106. We just studied that to 60 V by tilling pitch is equal to 60 V by NZ. 60 V by NZ. So L is 0.106 meter and 60 is there, and V, forward velocity in terms of meter per second, will be 4 kilometer per hour is there, by N. N is 3 working element, so N value of Z will be 3, and N means RPM of the rotor, which we need to find. So N we need to find. This is a direct numerical problem. You will solve for the value of N, you will get this. So Smith Sekhar, did you calculate? You calculate this value, and I am coming. बोलो ना, हाँ यस सर कैलकुलेट।
मेरा आवाज आ गया, मेरा सारा आवाज आ गया, तो कहते हैं बोले ना।
वो देखता है, ये को मॉनिटर करता है।
वो लोग करते हैं पे हमारा पर।
क्या करना है उसमें?
क्या करो उसको एन को कैलकुलेट।
एन को कैलकुलेट।
ए रुक कर क्या कैलकुलेट, हम आंसर बता देते हैं। इसका आंसर आएगा तुम्हारा 210, तो थोड़ी देर बाद बोल देना 210।
210 ना?
चलो 5 मिनट के बाद से ज्वाइन ही कर लेते हैं, देखते हैं।
5 मिनट बाद बोलेंगे?
नहीं, मतलब छठा क्वेश्चन है, बस क्वेश्चन क्वेश्चन ही बचा है। क्वेश्चन पूछेंगे, आंसर बोल देना।
ठीक है, आंसर क्या है?
गलत भी बोल देना, कोई दिक्कत नहीं।
ठीक है, ठीक है। अरे तो हमको उधर जाना पड़ेगा ना सर, या तो आप
हाँ हाँ
कहाँ जाए हम?
भाई,
बाहर चले जाए हम?
बाहर एक चेयर तो लगा हुआ है, गिर सटा भी चेयर में बैठ सकते हो।
ठीक है, ठीक है।
So Smith Sekhar, have you calculated the value of n?
According to me, answer is around 210 or 212. It is coming 210.64.
Yes, 210 is correct. So we will move to next question. Here RPM will be 210. That is answer B. So answer B is correct. Now moving to next question. The question is in the figure shown below are different angles associated with blades in rotavator. So you have to identify the incorrect statement. First is lambda is cutting angle. uh, This is the cutting angle. Lambda 0 is setting angle. Delta is the upper end clearance. Delta is upper end clearance and delta E. This delta is E is the effective clearance. So we will go. We have just discussed this diagram. We have seen that delta, this delta which is making with the cutting trajectory is delta which is cutting angle. Setting angle is this one which rotary tangent is making with the plane of blade, and upper end clearance is del delta where which the sharpened edge of the blade is making with the cutting trajectory, and effective clearance angle is del delta, this one which is associated with blade only, and path intersection angle del delta is the angle between these two tangent only. So the question asked here is which statement is correct. So lambda is the cutting angle, yes that is correct. Del delta is the setting angle, yes that is also correct. Upper end clearance is delta, this delta is the upper end clearance, that is also correct. Del this del delta is not effective clearance, it is the path intersection angle, which is the difference between two tangents. So answer will be option D, which is effective clearance angle. So next question is, when U by V ratio of rotavator is decreased, which of the following statement follows? When we will decrease U by V ratio, what will happen to rotavator? So option is cutting angle becomes stable, cutting resistance becomes stable, path intersection angle increases, none of these. So what do you think? What which is the correct answer?
Path intersection angle increases.
Path intersection angle increases. So when U by V ratio is decreased. So when U by V ratio is decreased, yes, when U by V ratio is decreased, you can see that this is path intersection angle and it is increasing. So that statement is, I think, correct. So when U by V ratio is decreased, the path intersection angle increases. So that is correct. So next question is, which of the following statement is correct? Static work is done by the rotavator when soil slices are being cut off. This is statement 1. And dynamic specific work depends on peripheral speed of the blade or forward speed of the rotavator. So which of the following statement is correct? I've just explained this.
Both are correct.
Yes, that is correct answer, because static work is the work done by soil slice to cut off, and dynamic work is the work when it is moving. So both statement is correct and the answer is C. And 10th question, that is last question of the assignment, is work done by rotavator during one revolution of working set or for a unit volume of soil handle in one revolution is called. This is a direct question which we have just studied.
Specific work.
Yes, that is correct. We have just discussed that a specific work is the work done by a rotavator in one revolution of working set or for unit volume of soil handle in one revolution. So all the assignment questions we have just discussed, and if you have doubt, you can ask, and week 4 we will discuss in next class. So we will end the class if you don't have any doubt, and we will meet in next class.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
पूछो यार